Okay, yo. All right, hey guys. Happy Thursday. It is our live. And yeah. So what we about to talk about?
Oh, first off, it's been a while since we've been on here.
It's been a while.
It's been
It's been about a year. And we have not been consistent. So we have like so many cameras going at one time. So it's just like
we got this one, that one.
But have not been consistent at all. Make sure this is on. Can you hear me? Oh! Yes. Okay. Let's start off by saying the first thing we're gonna do is that we always pour a little drink. So at the bottom there is drink of the day. Not on Rob's, unfortunately, not on TikTok. But drink of the day is the Grand Moraine Brut Rose. I like to mix mine with a little grenadine, so just make me a little drink. I think today we're gonna get in a little deep. There we go. All right, so he's gonna pour. We're gonna get a little deep today. We're gonna talk about church hurt. And you know, my brothers, my sisters, we've been there before, where we had some church hurt. Sorry, I'm going on Facebook. And yeah,
and like we said before, we're not professionals. We just real. So
you got to do the disclaimer.
You know, we're not no professionals, like I said. So I mean, you take what we say with a grain of salt, and we just wanted to be real. You know, it's trust me, y'all gonna see a whole bunch of mess ups and you know just realness. So it's nothing perfect. That's the reason why it's called Simply Imperfect.
It is Simply Imperfect.
We're gonna try to answer everybody's questions. Make sure y'all shoot in, like interact with us. You know, let us know that y'all there. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this will also be on Apple. It will be on Apple. So you know, it will be on podcasts. So, well, let's toast, babe, to
which one toast to?
Everything. Us.
Okay.
And let's get started. Okay, so you know, we're not, like we said, we ain't trying to start nothing. We up here just shooting stuff and just talking about like things that we've been through and the life experience that we had. And you know, a lot of this stuff we speak from experience. So
don't get hurt. You know, what we say, don't take it to heart. Like we said, it's just stuff that we then experienced and that we went through. And, you know, maybe some of y'all may have went through it and just don't want to, you know, talk about it. But
we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
We are y'all unprofessional counselors.
You want to be a counselor so bad.
Oh, I'm going back to school. I'm sorry. So get that checkbook ready. But yes. So yes, that's my dream job. Anyway, so let's talk about it. So Rob and I, a lot of you guys probably know, that knows us, and a lot of you guys that don't know us because you just see us on social media or you follow us on TikTok or on Instagram, whatever. But Rob was a deacon. And so we both were leaders in the church. And what can you say?
Um,
I'm gonna let him start it off.
well, you already started off, but there was nothing wrong with our church. You know, shout out to New Beginnings. We loved it.
Don't be dropping names.
Well, it's New Beginnings. That's
Okay, so we love the church.
yeah.
But we had some things, but so that's why we don't want to drop no names. But okay, you bold and ballsy.
But you know that's just
I don't want to get sued.
get sued by what?
Dropping copyright names and stuff like that. You don't want to get sued. So go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of New Beginnings.
Okay, so a lot of people that knows us on Facebook know what we're talking about. And there's not the new beginnings.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Okay, so let's just get off the name.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
But we learned. We learned a lot. I mean, I don't know what you really want. How you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna start it off because you know me. I always back it up. Anyway, so like we said, we had a church and we were like, we came in and it was great. The word was great and all this stuff. But then, at the time, it was just like things that you experience as you get into leadership. And one of the things that I would say for me that hurt me the most was I was broken down to my core. And what I mean by that is that, I put I'm a type of person, when I put everything into everything, I literally put my all into it. And so it was just that. And so same thing in the church. And I got broken down, down to the point where, I would never say I would disclaim God or not ever say I don't love God.
Not at all.
But it was traumatic for me to the point where I don't like religious people. And so sometimes the religion gets in the way of what God is really saying or doing. And so that was where I had got, it was confusing. You get these people, and that's one of my main issues is that, we got to the point where we put our trust too much into people. And so with that, it came a lot of hurt. So I was on a praise team, believe it or not. So I sang on a praise team, and there was times those girls was just catty. And I'm not one for drama. I am always I'm going to say what I say. I mean what I say. And that's just it. And when I naturally get upset, I don't argue either. I would fight, and so it's not a good thing. That's just my personality, but I will fight. I would not argue with you. I'm going to show you. And so that's just where, and when it became to get that in church, Rob knows me. So during my praise rehearsals, these women were just like, you're not this, you're not doing this, and blah, 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 blah. I'm not standing next to her and all this stuff, or say little things to jab at me to make me want to I even had a dream that I was in the church. I walked off the pulpit and I said, God forgive me, I didn't do it. But I was just like, I'm about to go in this church and I'm about to be like, F all of y'all, blah, blah, blah. Is that the right thing to do? No. But that's where I was at. That's where they was pushing me. Rob used to have to come to my praise rehearsals, and he would leave work early in his uniform still, sit up front and sit there during my praise rehearsals, just so that I wouldn't pop off. And if somebody said something to me, he was at them. And it did become that in the church. And so I wouldn't say the church itself was bad because it wasn't.
Right.
And there were some good people, but it was some people, it was hard. And then you gotta sit down and have a counseling meeting, and then you gotta be like, love thy neighbor, but yet your neighbor is steady talking about you behind your back or lying on you, or and I'm talking about these are saints in the church, and people, and I get it, human is human, all this stuff. But my thing is that if you're gonna be doing all of that, then step down, because you are affecting someone's life. And I was struggling. I almost lost my kid, like my youngest one. We came to the church when we came back, and we really devoted everything into the church and everything, because my youngest one wouldn't be here. And I still give God the praise for that, and we came in broken, seeking, wanting, needing that. And we got opposite, like it was some crazy stuff. And I'm not speaking about everybody else messing the church. I'm speaking about what we went through, and it was to the point where I just wanted to like I said, walk off that pulpit and just loudly boast, F you, and this, that, and the other, and this, that, come at me, dog. Like, I wanted to go in there guns blazing. I did. And that's how I knew. I was just like, it's the people. Like, when you find a place where you feel like you can let your guard down, you can praise, and you can get your answers and your needs met. And you don't even get that because people are so nasty. It is what it is. I mean, that's my experience.
No, that's totally. I mean,
we have, I'm laying it out. We have
the only difference. The reason why I'm letting her go, because
they wouldn't mess with him.
I'm not gonna necessarily say mess with me, but I don't know. My experience at this church, it wasn't the same. I really didn't get church hurt. Not necessarily saying that there wasn't issues there, and problems that may have arose, but the way that she's describing it, that's totally different from how I felt. I didn't feel that, and that's totally fine,
and that's fair.
It's cool how she felt. She got her own feelings, but I didn't feel that way
because he didn't get attacked like me.
I didn't. I mean, I can't speak on your part, but just knowing, like, some people, just from hearing different experiences, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to go to this church because this person said this to me and this person said that to me, but me, I feel like I can't let somebody, in the church mess up what I'm trying to get out of it. I don't let people bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really just laid back. It takes a lot to get me off my rocker, so it's easier for her. She got a short fuse. My fuse is like this, but then when it gets like to here, it's like, oh, okay. But anyway, some people they're scared to go to church because of certain issues that has happened in the church, whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whether it's family in the church, whatever the case may be. But I personally can't speak negatively. Well, is negatively a bad? No, that's not the right word. I can't speak as deeply as Keisha did. I can't. I mean, I love the church that we went to and everything like that, but there was some things. Not saying that every church, there's no perfect church, because you have multiple personalities in one church, and one person is feeling. It's never going to be a perfect church, but it was a good church. we learned a lot.
That I
We
would
learned a
never
lot.
dispute.
We gained family, you know, we gained some friends, you know, the ones that that turned out not to be friends, you know,
See,
they
church.
just they're just not in our lives, you know. So
And okay, so you know, like this, I wrote a book, right? And so I kind of took it off because it was raising some people's blood pressures, but I'm the type of person that need to get things off my chest. And like he said, his experience wasn't like mine, but women are catty. They wasn't gonna mess with him, but behind closed doors, they were. I mean, like this is the conversations we're having amongst the praise team. So and so's so and so has body odor in their vagina area stinks. You know what I'm saying? And then instead of trying to help that person, they want to sit there and talk about it. Like this is real life. And you know, like there's nothing I'm not making up. So my thing is like, you know, let's provide a solution. You know, instead of sitting up here talking about sister so and so, let's help sister so and so. Right. And so like one of the things I think was kind of that really kind of I would say grinded my gear was that we was in Bible study. And I know like everybody has like their own views and stuff like that, but it's kind of sometimes it's contradicting. Don't take this the wrong way because I do not saying that I don't love God, but what I'm saying is just it's a little contradicting. And so a lot of people like to take and try to play God. And so it was, you know, my uncle, well, technically his uncle, he's a gay man, you know, and I love him. I've been with my husband since I'm 15. I just turned 38 yesterday. So this man has like been in my life forever. Oh my goodness, these people done just called my phone. Been in my life forever. And they wanted me, like we were having a conversation, and they told me that I shouldn't invite his uncle to our house. This is a church. To stay with us because his spirit will jump onto my kids. And this is from a leader of the church. And so, you know, like you're telling me not to be friends or okay, you know, be with sinners, but yet you're telling me to push them aside. And I struggle with this daily is that I spent most of my life pushing a lot of people away and out of my life because I wanted to be so holy. And I later had to go back to those relationships and apologize because if I didn't have them in my life, I wouldn't be the person that I am. Just because who quote unquote somebody says that you're a sinner doesn't give me the right to push you out of my life. If you're beneficial and you're edifying my life in any type of way, then it doesn't matter what you are. It is not for me to judge. But that's what that was the newest. And it's like, you know, you can't talk to this person. And then, you know, you can't talk to if they're on drugs and you shouldn't have them around. It's just like, you know, that's
something I want to touch on too.
He's my uncle. Primarily, so he's my best friend. So there's no way that I'm going to be like, no, he can't come to my house and have Thanksgiving dinner with us as family. That's my uncle, you know. And so that's when it really started to get really, it just got bad for me. I mean, that's when I was just like, I am turned all the way off. I don't want to do this. And yeah, we'll get to the money stuff when he's ready, when he's done. So yeah, I mean, that's just like my experience.
And so to kind of piggyback off of what Keisha was saying about, you know, that we're not supposed to be associating or, you know, we're supposed to be kind of staying away, even though, you know, they tell us to pray for that person or whatever, but it's like, we're not supposed to be around that, you know, that kind of environment and stuff. Until this, what?
Your hands is like,
oh. Until this day, I kind of regret how I went. That's what I said. Went about this person, and this person I'm talking about is my brother.
Me too. Don't cry, baby.
So no, I'm not. Let me try to hold it together. But so for the people that know us, my brother passed away some years back. I think it's been 7 years, 8 years.
It'll be 8 years.
8 years. He drowned in the lake, and he went through a rough time. He went through a rough time period, a real rough time period. It goes deeper than, it's a lot of stuff to get into. We'll be talking forever about the reason why he went down that path or whatever. But so my brother, he took heed to the street life,
Sort of. He tried.
Well,
he wasn't a real gangster, but he was trying.
Nah, he wasn't. But I mean, it is what it is. And during this time period, like Keisha said, they were like, you not supposed to be around this, still pray for him or still pray, but still.
But don't have that spirit in your house.
So when I seen him the way that he was, me listening to everybody in church, I strayed away from him. Like we got into an argument over it, and I didn't talk to him for like I would say a year, almost a year or so. Almost a year or so, and throughout that time, we just fell out. We fell out. He fell out with us, my other brothers and sister, and so it was just. It was a lot of healing that I had to do to realize that, like, hold up, this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? This is my brother. Like, no matter what he does, no matter what he goes through, I'm still supposed to be there for him. I was still there for him, but not the way that I should have been, because I was holding back. I was holding back the love for him that I should have gave to him, and just being there for him. But after a while, we got back, got back in contact and started talking, and but long story short,
no, you can make it long.
I mean, it's about like I said, because I'm trying to keep it together. But
you could cry.
I know I could cry. But
I'll be your shoulder. I almost
this woman love to see me cry. Like,
I don't love to see you cry, but I'm just saying this is like a touchy situation, because this was a big part. Like I beat myself up over this for a while because of how we I beat myself up, like listening and just being stupid and just saying like, oh, well, you're not, it's like you got to be the way I am, or I can't, you can't be around me.
Right.
And I missed his second child's birth, and but I was there for his first, and his third, but it burns. Sometimes it burns me up.
It does. It still eats me up.
And it's like, that's why I said, like, church hurt. You get rid of, not saying, and then it's like after a while. And one thing about it, everybody tell you, Sean was my baby. Oh, that was like a little kid. He was my kid, and like you get in this, they tell you this in this church and you get ready for that. And then it's like, God is not going to be pleased with you. God is going to suck your blessings away, or God is going to take your blessings away. God is going to do this, or you're going to be damned to hell because you're talking to so-and-so or these likes of spirits. And
we missed out on a lot of
stuff that truly matters, where the church should be. Those people should be like, that's where those are the people that you want to gravitate to. Who am I to tell you that what you're doing is not okay? I am no one. I can't even snap my fingers to be a millionaire if I wanted to. But who am I to do that, or to even to even say that you're not saved enough to be in my presence. Like, who am I to even have that? But that was the mentality that we had. And it wasn't until when that comment was made about our uncle, I was just like,
yeah.
That's when I was like, we gotta call Sean. I'm done. I am not about to choose to not have my family with me or my friends, like my best friend, my best friend. I was even when she's like, I haven't talked to you, and it's just like, yeah, who am I? Like, really, what I'm saying? I lost so many years, and I had to go back and apologize to so many people that I kind of was just trying to not push out of my life, but like, you're not saved like me, and just walk around like with my nose stuck up in the air. Like, I thought I was just everything. And you know what? That was the worst time for me. Rob might not say it. We was always broke. We were trained to give tithes, give money that we didn't have. I didn't have diapers for my kids. And then guess what? I didn't have no family to call on to get diapers because I pushed everybody away. Like, this is the real truth. And then we didn't have, like, for a week straight, I served my kids rice because there was nobody to call, because you want to push everybody away, but the church wasn't there. Sorry, I'm not even trying to be funny. You couldn't show the church that you were struggling either, especially as a leader. You couldn't show that you were struggling, or you couldn't show that you were going through something, because you always had to put on the front. God wouldn't be pleased. You got to smile. You can't let your feelings show. You got to take it to God in prayer, and that's between you and thee. But I am like burning up on the inside. My insides are ripped out. I am like, what am I doing? And then I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't. I like missed out on so much of my family, like my cousins and my favorite cousins that I grew up with, cousins that now that we get together and we laugh and we go but I, as a young child, cousins that, or, family that I cried, they were there with me. We grew up as siblings. I could never go back to the way that was. Sorry about all the tears and the snot, but I couldn't. I can't, and I don't want to. Sorry.
And no, you're good. You're good. And I mean, the church is just a house. You know what I'm saying? That you could bring the church with you, and we're not trying to
keep going. It's still rolling, baby.
Yeah, I know, but that's a distraction.
I don't know why Ebony keeps FaceTiming me.
Probably can't see. That's probably why. But like I was saying, to kind of end the whole thing about my brother. But yeah, my grandma, she passed. She ended up passing away. Not saying that I've always been there for my grandma. My grandma, man, she meant the world to me. But she passed away, and then shortly, Sean passed away. Yep, 4 months later. And like Keisha said, and like I'm saying, still to this day, it's like, I'm like, man, I wish I could have did more. I really do. I wish I could have been there more for him, but you kind of take it on the chin and go about your life.
It haunts me.
No, definitely. That's what I'm saying. It does. It does, but the more that you let it haunt you, it's not good. You got to kind of like, not necessarily be at peace with it, but you got to find that peace. You have to, because if not, it's gonna eat you up, like you said.
It was the worst time of my life. And like I said, the church is good. And there's churches out there that have people, but the experience that
What's
we
going on, Uncle
had,
Drew?
it was just, it was a lot. Even up until we moved up here, because like Rob said, he was ready to move, and like where we from is a small town, so everybody knew like what happened. He didn't want to be reminded.
It was
He
like
was already
every
struggling.
single day, and I was a mailman.
Yeah,
So it's like everybody knew what happened.
he just cut me off.
Everybody knew what happened. I'm sorry.
I don't even care.
Everybody knew what happened, and it was like I just had to get away from that. I had to, because every day it'd be, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And yes, I appreciate it, but I couldn't do it.
He did say, he said,
Couldn't do it.
I'm moving to Chicago. Now my whole family is in Ohio. But I had to uproot because I just stay by his side, because he straight up told me, he was like, "We moving to Chicago, or I'm leaving. We're gonna have to live separately. Like, we can stay married, but we're gonna have to live." He's like, "I gotta go." So I had to pick up and go. Ebony, stop. But I had to pick up and go, and I had to go. I had to be. I got to be there for my husband, and it was at that time. It was really. It was new. It was hard, and it was. I had to be there for him, and when he stayed back for another month. So I came up here in August. He came in September. Got things situated or whatever, trying to look for a job because I had to start all over. And the church he was still going to church. And at first they were like, "Oh, y'all can't move." This is what they told us.
Yeah.
Y'all can't move. How y'all gonna make it? Y'all barely making it now.
Barely making it here.
And I'm like, "Hey, y'all see us struggle, and y'all just still asking us for money. Like, hey, Sister Keisha, can you buy so and so this? Can you pay for the oh, I gotta tell the story about my watch. Okay, so I'll tell that in a minute. But can you pay for this? My kid ain't got no diapers. You want me? Oh, God will be so pleased with you. You pay for this, buy the brochures, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, so it was like, how are you gonna make it? You're not even gonna get. You're gonna get up there and not make it, and y'all gonna be back, right? And so we had, when my husband, like, when he was, it was like a anniversary party you went to, something, right?
For what?
This conversation came out because you called me that night at the engagement party. Remember?
At the church?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So Rob called me after this engagement party, and like there's a dinner, and he was just like, "What did you tell the church? What did you tell pastor and all this stuff, whatever?" I said, "What are you saying?" And it was like something about, like, I said that we was going to get a house for 200 and something thousand, which I wish I could find a house up here.
For real. man.
I wish we could find a house for 200,000. I would feel like I hit the jackpot in so many ways. Like, I could do that, but you can't find nowhere in this Illinois area. These little tiny houses start off at like 3.5. They're like, what, 350? Yeah, that's a half bathroom. Like, anyway. So let me not go there. But anywho, like, let's be truthful. Rent is like $2,800. I think my cousin came for Thanksgiving. He asked me how much we pay, and I told him. He was like, "Oh my God." So yes, I wish we could find that. That would have been love. But anywho, we did it. And so he was like, "You said this." I'm like, "I didn't say that." And they said that, we're going to get all these, I forgot what else it was. And I was like, they're lying on me, and basically like trying to instill fear in him so that we wouldn't move. But I was already up here. You better bring your butt up here with me, because I'm up here now, and we stuck. And it will be 7 years. No, Sean's been gone 7 years. Yeah. It'll be 8 years this year. We moved down here in 2018, so it'll be 7. Sean would have been gone. Sean will be gone 7 years in July. Grandma was 7 years in March. So it'll be 7 years this year that we've been here. Let me backtrack, whatever. And tell what I was about to say. I was gonna tell y'all about the what. Y'all remember what I said? I was drinking earlier, so I'm in. What was I said? I said I'm gonna come back to that. You don't listen to me.
I do listen. You was saying like 80 different things, though.
But I said I gotta tell y'all about this, and I gotta come back to it.
It's gonna come back to you
anyway. But yeah, so we just, they made a big fuss about us leaving, and they were saying we wasn't gonna make it, and I just want to say we made it. Thank God, and we're still making it.
We're still making it.
When I moved back,
like you said, glory to God.
It is all I give all honor to God. Like the way that the life has paved out, I am truly, truly happy. The struggles and everything that we've been through, I had to accept the fact, the mistakes that I made. I made the biggest mistake with my little bro, and pushing people away, and basically acting like I'm better than anybody because you wasn't a saint like me. And I am a big woman to admit that I was totally wrong. Whether the church was telling you or not, I have my own mind. And at that moment, I said, when I realized when it was okay, I think my uncle was he was it for me. I was like, I'm not getting rid of him for nothing. Once they tried to tell me like I couldn't have him around because his spirit was gonna jump on my kid, I was too through. And that's when I was just like, you know what, this is more so becoming of what you don't like than the word of God. And I'm not about to sit up here and I'm gonna have to build my own relationship with God. And I know a lot of people like, oh, a lot of sinners say that they have their own relationship with God. But at this point,
yeah, we do.
I'm not about to throw away no more family. I done did that and done that, and I'm done. My sister, who is like my lifeline, and I was like, even like she lived right across the street from me. Did I go over there? I've been over there 3 times. Because I was like holier than that. That's my sister. I would never do that again. I'll tell you that. I'm sorry. And the so-called friends, and just, I want to say thank you. That's what it really is going to boil down to. The experiences. I lost a lot. I lost one of my greatest people. I mean, Grandma, we already knew, right? But Sean, that was
Sean to this day, like, man,
that was hard.
He knows now. He knows, and I think he knew how much we loved him. But how some people say you gotta show it. You still gotta show it. We didn't show it. We didn't pull
for a whole year.
And man, and so side note, y'all know we have 3 kids, or the ones that don't know, we have 3 kids. So our oldest, like Keisha said earlier, she just graduated yesterday. We got a 17-year-old.
I didn't say that. That was my birthday was yesterday. Our oldest graduated yesterday.
Oh, well, yeah, she graduated. So we have 1 girl and 2 boys. And, siblings, they're going to argue and fight and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, and I don't think we're getting off the subject of church hurt, but it kind of ties into it. Anyway,
I'm still trying to remember what I said.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead. I know. I know something about money.
You think about it.
Oh, I remember about my watch.
All right, you gotta wait.
Okay, it was about my watch. I gotta tell y'all about this.
So these kids, they argue.
Why your hand always blocking me from that camera?
And argue.
Thank you. Use these hands.
She's not even looking at y'all over here.
Hey y'all. It's like we got like 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras.
So they argue, and it's like I sit down and tell them.
You like me on TikTok. Send me gifts on TikTok, y'all. Okay, sorry.
So I sit down and constantly tell them, like, look, y'all arguing and argue. Oh, I can't stand it. I remember about my watch.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can't stand him. I can't stand her. Blah, blah, blah. But it's like I tell them, like, I wish I wish that I had
Oh,
my brother here.
look at them.
Oh, they on there.
They said something about some comments. I don't know what Ebony said. She said she's gonna watch the comments. Okay, go ahead, babe. Keep going. I'm gonna try to give you the comments for you.
They on there.
All right, go ahead.
So they argue, and I'm like, man, I wish I had my brother here to just talk, you know, to because we used to always wrestle and all this other stuff, but these kids, they don't understand. They do not understand.
Is that where you was gonna get to? I thought you were gonna tie it in.
I said, didn't I say that? We
all right, let me tell you what happened. This happened back to the church, back to the church hurt, because that's the that's what it is. Oh, Pooh saying, "What the hell? I can't stand her. What the helly? You know what? But here, hello, we're here. Do you see us? Oh, Sonia, Lord Jesus, right? Say hello or something. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Pooh.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, yeah, we watching the comments now. You better say hi to us. Acknowledge that we're on here. Okay, family. So anyway, so I had this Apple Watch and I was so happy because Bobby bought it for me. And this is Bob. You know, they talk about like, who is Robert? Wait, I should have drank earlier, but you know what? I'm good. So anywho, so he was like, he bought me this Apple Watch and I really wanted it. And like I said, back then we were broke. Like, you know, we barely made it to work. You know, thank God we made it to where we at now. And oh, Giant, I forgot Giant on the YouTube. That's my Cuddy. That's my cousin. That's who I grew up with. Hey, Cuddy.
That's Snoop. That's Snoop.
So anyway, so somebody in the church was having a baby, close friend, dear friend, and at the time, and you know, she came to me. She was just like, you know, I can't, you know, I want to do this, and I'm very creative, like with making invitations and stuff like that or whatever. And so she was, you know, crying about like things that she couldn't get. And so we decided, like, you know, to save up and buy the baby crib. And at that time, she came to my house and she was just like, I need invitations, you know. And so this is somebody from the church and whatever. And can you do it? And I used to be such a people pleaser. It was ridiculous. Like it wasn't until last year that I was just like, I'm not people pleasing nobody. I don't care. If it ain't these four people within these walls, everybody else can get the extension of it. But I'm not about to people please you. I'm not about to bend over backwards for you. I'm not about to do that like I used to. And that's what I used to do. You used to call on me. I used to make it happen. And so I knew I was trying to get the invitations printed. I had $0, zilch. And here, she mad because we shout out Giant. Pooh, shut up.
Shut up.
We grew up with you too. I did. That's like my sister. Okay, Ebony, my real sister. Anyway, so I went and I took my watch and I pawned it.
Yep.
Just to make invitations. And y'all say that's stupid now, but you know, she was a little higher up in church or whatever, and you know, things like that. But you might say it's stupid, but I did. And stupidest thing ever. I didn't even have gas in my car. And you know what happened? She threw those invitations away, didn't even use them. And I was so like, I wanted to say, yo, like, but I went to the baby shower, didn't say nothing, still did what we said we had to do. That's one thing about it. Our word is our bond. Still bought the crib. But after that, I kind of was standoffish, but it was just like, you come to my house, you tell me this. I'm like, I got you. I'm gonna make it happen. And I did. Sold my watch, my Apple Watch, just got it. And you threw them away and didn't even use them. That was crazy to me. And that was another icing. That was around the same time. That's when I was just like, I'm too through with this. I'm too through with this stuff. A lot of people in the church, you know, and there were some people, I love you too, Jai. it's a lot of people that I had like, good relationships with. Why you ended it?
Go ahead. Continue.
Good relationships with and all that stuff, but there was just a lot that I never want to go back to this ever again. I don't want to have that. So that's my church hurt. Anybody tell me, Bobby, this you? Why you say yeah, go to YouTube? But yeah, that's our experience. And we got it all out in the open. You got something to say? You all quiet.
I'm listening. I told you your experiences is different from mine. You got more events with church hurt than me.
I cannot stand poo. But it's all out in the open. It's aired out, and not saying that it was nothing in the open because it was in my book, but my book was a little bit more meaner. I mean, I literally, so I took off the thing, but I might put it back up. You know what? Because it is my truth, and this is just it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Next Thursday, we got a new topic for y'all.
What's the new topic?
He don't read nothing. He don't read.
I'm on the road. Like, what's the new topic?
Fake ass friendships. AFF. FAF. FAF. Fake ass friendships. Sorry. Yeah. That's what's gonna be. I want some more. Like, okay, I will promise. Ebony and y'all, I want more interaction. Okay. But I think I might want to bring somebody on live with us. So if you are up for that, please text me if you got my number. Email us.
And any questions, email too. Like
at Rob.
The topic.
Can I get the email out? Email us at robnkeran@gmail.com. ROBNKERAN@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on our next week's show, talking about these fake ass friends, because we got some fake ass friends. TikTok, make sure you go ahead and email us if you want to be part of it.
Y'all see how she is? She's so loud. She be abusing me, y'all.
But I would love more interaction. Yes, you interacted the whole time, Ebony. Dang.
She be abusing me.
But we want to have a guest speaker on here. Like, we want to have somebody come in here and do this with us. This is going to be on Apple Podcasts too tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in, listening to our gibberish and letting me cry in front of y'all because that was crazy. But when it comes to Sean, I don't never really have. Can't stop the waterworks. That's my baby. I mean cuddly. Okay. So we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Nope.
Okay. Peace. You gotta end it.